Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden in the forgotten corners of history? What if I told you there's a thread connecting Isaac Newton, the pyramids of Egypt, and the very fabric of our universe? This is the story of a figure shrouded in myth, a name whispered by alchemists, philosophers, and scientists for millennia: Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great. Our journey begins not in ancient times, but in the 17th century, with a man who redefined our understanding of the cosmos, Isaac Newton. We know him for his laws of motion and universal gravitation. But what history often overlooks is his secret obsession. For over 30 years, Newton dedicated himself to the forbidden art of alchemy, translating ancient texts and searching for the philosopher's stone. At the heart of his secret studies was one name: Hermes Trismegistus. Why would a mind as brilliant as Newton's be so captivated by this ancient legend? What did he believe Hermes held the key to? To find the answer, we must travel back thousands of years to the land of the pharaohs. In ancient Egypt, they worshipped Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom, writing, and magic. It was Thoth who was said to have given humanity the gift of hieroglyphs, the sacred carvings that held the knowledge of the gods. He was the divine scribe, the master of law, science, and the mysteries of the heavens. The Egyptians believed Thoth recorded all of human history and held the secrets to life and death. As civilizations rose and fell, this Egyptian god of wisdom journeyed across the Mediterranean. When the ancient Greeks came to Egypt, they saw in Thoth a reflection of their own deity, Hermes, the swift-footed messenger of the gods. Hermes was the god of communication, commerce, and boundaries, the guide who could travel between the world of mortals, the heavens of the gods, and even the underworld. The Greeks combined the two figures, creating a new, powerful synthesis: Hermes Trismegistus, a name that means Hermes the thrice great. He was seen not just as a god, but as a legendary sage, a human master who had attained divine wisdom. The core of Hermes's teachings is said to be contained in a single, enigmatic artifact, the Emerald Tablet. Legend claims this tablet, made of a single piece of emerald, was discovered in a hidden tomb, clutched in the hands of Hermes's own mummy. Engraved on its surface were 13 cryptic lines of text, a condensed formula for understanding the universe. It wasn't a long scripture or a detailed manual, but a series of profound statements that promised to unlock the secrets of creation. For centuries, seekers of wisdom have tried to decipher its meaning, believing it holds the ultimate truth. Perhaps the most famous line from the Emerald Tablet is one you may have heard before: as above, so below. This single principle is the cornerstone of Hermetic philosophy. It suggests that the microcosm, the vast expanse of the universe, the stars, and the galaxies, is reflected in the microcosm, the individual, the atom, the very cells of our body. It implies a profound unity, a cosmic sympathy connecting all things. The movements of the planets mirror the cycles of our lives. The laws that govern the stars also govern our souls. Everything is interconnected, a part of a single, magnificent whole. To understand one is to understand the other. For centuries, this knowledge was lost to the West. The texts were scattered, hidden in monasteries and forgotten libraries. But in the 15th century, during the dawn of the Renaissance, a new light began to shine in Florence. The powerful Medici family, great patrons of art and learning, dispatched agents across the world to hunt for lost ancient manuscripts. In 1463, one of their agents returned with a prize more valuable than gold, a nearly complete collection of the Greek Hermetic texts, known as the Corpus Hermeticum. Cosimo de' Medici, on his deathbed, ordered his head philosopher to halt his translation of Plato and immediately begin work on this newfound treasure. The wisdom of Hermes was reborn, igniting the intellectual fire of the Renaissance. This ancient philosophy suddenly sounds surprisingly modern, doesn't it? As above, so below. Think about the structure of an atom. You have electrons orbiting a central nucleus, a miniature solar system. Now look up at our own solar system, with planets orbiting the Sun. A similar pattern on a vastly different scale. Or consider the new frontiers of quantum physics. We now know that at the subatomic level, everything is not solid matter, but vibrating fields of energy. The ancient Hermetic texts spoke of this, describing the universe as a mental creation, where all is mind and everything is in a state of constant vibration. They taught that different levels of reality, from physical matter to thought and spirit, are simply different frequencies of the same universal energy. This leads us to the 7 great Hermetic principles, the universal laws said to govern all of existence. These principles, passed down through the ages, provide a master key to understanding reality. The principle of mentalism, the all is mind, the universe is mental. The principle of correspondence, as above, so below, as below, so above. The principle of vibration, nothing rests. Everything moves, everything vibrates. The principle of polarity, everything is dual. Everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. The principle of rhythm, everything flows out and in, everything has its tides. The swing of the pendulum manifests in everything. The principle of cause and effect, every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Chance is but a name for a law not recognized. And finally, the principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. From the majestic ruins of temples buried in sand to the hushed halls of forgotten libraries, the legacy of Hermes Trismegistus endures. It's a philosophy that doesn't demand blind faith, but instead invites us to observe, to question, and to see the universe for what it is, a living, conscious, and interconnected web of existence. It suggests that true wisdom isn't found in a distant heaven, but right here, within ourselves and in the world around us. By understanding these universal laws, we can move from being passive passengers in life to becoming conscious creators of our own reality. The mystery of Hermes Trismegistus is not just a tale of ancient gods and secret alchemy. It is a timeless invitation to explore the deepest questions of who we are and our place in the cosmos. It challenges us to see the connections between science and spirituality, between the ancient world and our modern lives. The journey that captivated Newton inspired Renaissance thinkers and was born in the sands of Egypt is far from over. In fact, it might just be beginning. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of history's greatest mysteries. If you found this exploration fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of our world. Until next time, keep questioning.